The hospital was drowning in chaos that night. Machines beeped frantically, nurses shouted urgent instructions, and the sterile white walls echoed with the sounds of panic. At the center of it all lay Richard Voss, one of the richest and most powerful men in the country. His pale face glistened with sweat as his chest rose and fell in shallow, uneven breaths. Surrounded by a team of 15 world-renowned doctors, his family watched in helpless terror. These weren't just any doctors. They had been flown in on private jets, handpicked from the best hospitals around the world. Yet despite their expertise, none of them could explain why Richard's body was shutting down so rapidly. Richard Voss had come in earlier that day for what was supposed to be a routine checkup. He'd been full of life then, cracking arrogant jokes and boasting about his next business conquest. But within hours, he collapsed in the hospital lobby, gasping for air as his body convulsed. Since that moment, the doctors had tried every treatment imaginable. Powerful medications, emergency surgeries, and experimental procedures. Nothing worked. With every passing second, Richard's heartbeat grew weaker, and desperation hung over the room like a heavy fog. The lead doctor slammed a clipboard onto a table, his voice breaking. "We've tried everything. It's like his body is shutting down from something we can't see." In the corner of the room, unseen and unheard, Samuel, a humble janitor, quietly cleaned the floor. He had worked at the hospital for over a decade, scrubbing away bloodstains and mopping up spills, invisible to the very people whose lives depended on his work. Beside him stood his young son, Eli, who often accompanied him during night shifts because Samuel couldn't afford a babysitter. Eli was no ordinary child. While other kids played games and watched cartoons, Eli spent hours reading medical textbooks that his father salvaged from a hospital trash. He had an insatiable curiosity and a sharp mind that absorbed complex knowledge like a sponge. Samuel often told him he was destined for greater things, but deep down, he feared Eli would never get the chance to prove it. After all, who would believe that a janitor's son could be a genius? That night, as chaos raged in the billionaire's room, Eli stood silently, observing everything. His keen eyes scanned the monitors, the charts, and the billionaire himself. While the doctors argued over test results, Eli noticed something unusual. Richard's hand twitched, not randomly, but in a pattern, almost like a silent signal. His gaze shifted to Richard's neck, where he spotted tiny red spots that didn't match any symptoms the doctors had been describing. Suddenly, a memory from one of his medical books clicked in his mind. Eli had read about a rare toxin that mimicked heart failure and strokes, a toxin so uncommon that even experienced doctors might overlook it. His pulse quickened as he realized what was happening. He tugged on his father's sleeve and whispered urgently, "Dad, it's not his heart. It's his blood. He's being poisoned." Samuel froze, his eyes widening. "Eli, don't say that. These are the best doctors in the world. They know what they're doing," he said nervously, terrified his son would be thrown out for speaking up. But Eli's determination burned brighter. He couldn't stand by and watch someone die when he knew the truth. With a deep breath, Eli stepped forward and shouted, "Stop giving him that medication. You're making it worse." Every head in the room turned toward him. The lead doctor's face twisted with anger and disbelief. "Who let this child in here? Get him out," he barked. A security guard moved toward Eli, but Samuel quickly pulled his son close, pleading, "Please just listen to him. My boy, he sees things others don't." The doctors scoffed, their pride wounded. One of them sneered, "We are 15 specialists. Are you suggesting we've all missed something a child figured out?" As they argued, Richard's monitor gave a long, chilling beep, flatline. The room erupted into chaos as nurses scrambled to revive him. Through the noise, Eli screamed, "Check his forebag. That fluid isn't medicine, it's poison. Flush it out now or he'll die." The lead doctor, desperate and out of options, grabbed the forebag and examined it. His face went pale. Eli was right. Without hesitation, they flushed Richard's system and administered the correct treatment. Moments later, Richard's body convulsed violently, then steadied. The monitor beeped again, a strong, steady heartbeat. The room fell silent, everyone staring in disbelief at the young boy who had just saved a billionaire's life. Hours later, Richard awoke, weak but alive. The first thing he saw was Eli sitting quietly by his bed, with Samuel standing protectively beside him. Samuel tried to take Eli away, afraid they'd be punished, but Richard raised a trembling hand. "No, let him stay. He listened intently as Eli explained everything: the symptoms, the rare toxin, the clues the doctors had missed. Richard's eyes filled with tears. "With all my money and the best doctor's money can buy, I nearly died because no one would listen," he said hoarsely. "But you, a boy no one noticed, you saved me." Turning to Samuel, Richard continued, "Your son doesn't belong cleaning floors. He belongs in the best schools, with the finest teachers." Samuel's voice shook as he tried to protest, but Richard cut him off. "From this day forward, I'm paying for his education. One day he won't just save me, he'll save millions." As Samuel and Eli left the hospital hand in hand, the rising sun painted the sky in shades of gold. Behind them, the 15 doctors stood in silence, humbled and astonished, forever changed by the boy who saw what nobody else could.